Welcome to the Just Jim radio show. Very grateful to be here today. It's a beautiful day in paradise where I am, enjoying the wonderful weather here in Sarasota, Florida, and my beautiful home. And we're here today to share with some inspiration, some information, a little bit of ideas or concepts, a little bit of fun, definitely some fun, to see how that might be able to make a difference. Make a difference for you, make a difference for us, for the world, maybe help you see your life or yourself a little differently, and maybe create some windows to let more light in or more doorways to be able to walk through to make a difference in your life. And I'm Just Jim. I'm also Reverend Jim, the pastor at Sarasota Center of Light, and when people would ask me what I should be called, I said Just Jim, and thus the radio show, really practical, inspirational, and just a lot of fun in the world with you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me be here. I've been doing this kind of work for over 40 years, offering classes and teaching and counseling and doing all kinds of things to help people find their truth, their path, their purpose, their passion, to make a difference, to be of service. And so this is just another way for me to be able to do that with you. Sounds like I should have had another cup of coffee this morning, but I'll catch up with myself in a minute. This morning's particular conversation, which is what this show will be, we do interviews, we do conversations, discussions. This one will be developing self-love and acceptance. Whoa, sounds like a task, doesn't it? Well, if we think about where we are in our world right now, and we think about how things are, a little self-love and self-acceptance can go a long way. We've kind of been left to ourselves in these places of solitude to look in what I've been saying lately is our spiritual mirror. That means that we're looking from our heart and from our spirit rather than from our head, and we're trying to discover who we are a little bit differently. And I always say if you're going to go someplace or do something, like we're going to be emerging back out into our lives as we're quote-unquote reopening into the world individually and together, it'd be good to start where you are. And self-acceptance is that starting where you are, and self-love is embracing who you are already as you take these steps, as you answer these questions, as you create a different expression. And so know that we're going to begin with being where we are, arriving here and now, seeing it for what it is. And as the movie used to go, the good, bad, and the ugly. That means that we don't necessarily try to change what's going on. We just surrender. Because as we arrive where we are, we can see things for where they are, and then we always have the opportunity to take another step in a different direction. And a great way to arrive, I always say, I don't know about you, but I have taken the time to develop a gratitude attitude. It sounds a little bit cliche, but I take the time to look at what is and what I have and how I am and the life that I've got, and quite frequently, most of the time, and fortunately for me, it's a good one. And if it's not, then I've got something I can work on or work with or I can create or manifest differently. So as you arrive right now, maybe take a few more moments to just say, wow, what do I have in my life? And for those of you who may be challenged or troubled or dealing with situations that are uncomfortable, sending lots of really positive energy and inspiration your way, encouragement, know that you're cared about. I know I don't know you if you're someone who's never met me, but I do care, and that's why I'm here. So know that if you are struggling, my blessings go out to you, my energy goes out to you to support you and encourage you as you're taking steps. And maybe in the moment look beyond whatever you might be challenged by and say, wow, here I am, and I'm really grateful for it. And keep in mind, as we're talking about self-acceptance, it's not just about you. You are a part of your life. Your life is a part of the world. We are the world. We have this levels of our experience. Most frequently, we keep our attention closer to home, so we're paying attention to what's going on with us or those who are close to us or those that we care about. In fact, it would be great to just stop and say, what's one thing you're really grateful for right now, so that you can be there with it. And then recognize that you are not only loved by those who care about you and that you love others, you are the love that is that perfect, pure expression of unconditional inspiration and light. It's your very essence, love is. It's not something you have to get or give. I know it can be challenging when we're looking at love to recognize it in that way, but we're talking about it, at least for this conversation. You are here now, and you are love expressed. And as you recognize your relationship to yourself by arriving here and now, being grateful, seeing yourself for who you are, and having that acceptance, and then beginning to recognize that you are love. Everything is love, but you are love. This begins to have a profound effect on how you experience yourself. When you allow that flame that's burning inside of you, of your heart's love, to shine bright and share its warmth and comfort, it helps you begin to relax and be at peace and be able to experience yourself differently. And as you are in that place of acceptance and love, you become a light that shines, a comfort that offers an encouragement by being that as yourself, because then you're in the lives of those who you care so much about. Think about that for a minute. Think about who are those people in your life that are around you that matter, that you want to be able to experience love, the love that you have for them or want to share with them, the love that you are. When you accept yourself and allow yourself to be that beacon of warmth and comfort and support and encouragement that is so needed, I know, for each of us, with those who you love and want to be able to experience that with, you begin to reflect and express and offer who you are. It goes into those who are close to home, into your community or your workplace. It's that process of being who you truly are with an open heart with those who you care about. And then into your community begins to, open it up a little bit further than just close to home. And now, as you make your way through the places you go or the things that you do, of course, right now we're still being socially distant or keeping our well-being and safety distance as we make our way through this emerging process, we can begin to bring that surety and certainty of self-acceptance and then carry it into our community, which then becomes a part of our state, our country. We know our country certainly needs a little bit more love right now. Maybe some time to take a look at itself and see what really matters, which is love. And so as it begins with us individually, into our lives, into our community, into our country, it then reflects out into the world. You are love. And everything else in the world is a chance for you to be able to recognize that. As you understand that it isn't a necessity to give it or receive it or have it or share it, by being it and then being it with others, we all experience more of it in relationship, in friendships, in our interactions. So know that it's a matter of bringing your attention to what is important to you and what matters. We can choose to put our attention on whatever we choose to. And if we're distracted by circumstances or situations, things occur that sometimes, aren't so pleasant. Life isn't always, as they say, a bowl of cherries. I'm not sure why. Although I do like cherries. Actually, I like ice cream too, and dark chocolate. Anyway, we won't get into all of that, but you get my point. Life is a bowl of chocolate. Life is a bowl of ice cream. Life is a bowl of cherries. It sometimes isn't, and we sometimes are faced with having to bring our attention back to our truth of recognizing who we are and to really claim that as our focus and our priority. In this moment, I encourage you just to turn inward for a moment to that place of your heart. We tend to come to that place in the middle of our chest because that's where our physical heart is, and that's where our heart chakra is. That's where we connect with one another from that place, both energetically and with love. And as we allow ourselves just to be in a moment of love, it sets us free. It lets us have a deep breath and let go into a place that is really, really precious and important. How many of us always wanted and either did or didn't get love from their parents, from friends, from relationships? It's something that we long for and seek to experience more of all the time. And when we're able to see ourselves for who we are and have that level of self-acceptance, that brings a freedom that, wrapped in love, allows us to feel more fulfillment. And once again, this starts with ourselves. We're able to feel our home filled more with love, our awareness more filled with love. Why? Because we are already it and we're bringing our attention to it. I know, what about this? What about that? Look what's going on in the world. Look what's happening. I've been saying this practically the whole time we've been having this COVID thing, and it keeps showing up over and over again. What the world needs now. And I don't remember all the lyrics to the song, but I do believe it was encouraging us to be that love together. And one of the ways we can tap into self-acceptance and therefore open the door of our heart a little bit more fully is to let go, release. What I mean by that is like limitations. We tend to create a belief or an understanding that there are possibilities and circumstances and evidence, and our history says this is what it is or this is how it can be. And yet we're the ones that have created those limitations by believing they exist. Now, I'm not talking about pretending, and I'm not talking about just although in recovery programs there's a phrase called act as if. Because sometimes it's hard for us to let go of the things we're holding on to. Right now we might be holding on to them to protect ourselves, to keep ourselves safe. We might be holding on to them because we're not sure and we can't seem to find the truth or the answers in the world around us.